blockchain triangle, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Greenbackers, for putting on a great event. I'm going to start off by saying at COP26, the head of ESG for Allianz said, not until climate and finance can speak the same language will there be a solution to the climate problem. Blockchain Triangle, we think, is that solution. Blockchain Triangle was founded in 2018. We've raised $1.8 million of outside capital, 11 people on the business side, 11 developers. And really what we do is we are taking and creating a digital finance platform for ESG infrastructure and climate compliance. Now, let's first start with the problem. In order to aggregate the data and distribute to all of the stakeholders, you need to first pull the information from billing, IoT sensor information, and then you need to distribute that to banks, insurance companies, asset managers, and anyone in the supply chain upstream or downstream. Asset OS is our solution. It is designed to be the asset's operating system, pulling in data in an organized format, linking the financial asset information and the IoT sensor and billing information in one tokenized package. So therefore, wherever that hash goes, all of the data moves with it. It's very much like a stock symbol. You type in a stock symbol, you're going to get the high, the low, the last price on the day. This hash is going to give you economic performance, climate compliance, and anyone, whether it's a bank, an asset manager, a supply chain manufacturer, all you need is the hash for that entity and you get the data. So as you can see here, TCFD climate compliance has both scope 1 and 2 and then scope 3. Scope 1 and 2 is somewhat easy. Scope 3 is where everyone has the challenge, and that's where we excel. If you think 5 hops back in a supply chain, all I need is their hash and I get the data. If I have customers and I have 100 customers, all I need is the hash and I get the data. It is a way to get around API connectivity, which are often complex, expensive, and costly. We're rolling out our first customers with 2 large banks in the United States, where we are delivering TCFD compliance, sustainability-linked loan platform. So for all of those customers that are short climate compliance and they need solar, wind, battery, all of the data from those assets come back into the bank for loan book performance of economic output and climate compliance. That information connects into a carbon credit minting engine. So banks who are traditionally in the business of custody of cash can now deliver custody of carbon credits. We're also rolling out an ag finance solution with the Great Lakes Protection Fund. Each year, 1 billion tons of carbon flow into the Great Lakes in the form of manure runoff and fertilizer runoff. We look at the supply chain of food, and we look at the food chain of capital. In the food chain of capital side, every farmer, that loan gets pulled up into a bond and sold off to asset managers. Asset managers by 2030 need to have 75 to 100% of their assets as sustainability linked. We're able to give them the data loan by loan in each package of loans so that they can see climate compliance and economic performance on a near real-time basis. On the supply chain of food perspective, again, one company's scope 1 and scope 2 is another company's scope 3. Every hop in the supply chain is information that you need to get from previous hops. We're able to do that, again, with the hash. We're also working with issuers and borrowers. We're taking $500 million of Bermuda's sovereign debt and converting it to sustainability-linked sovereign debt, aggregating the GHG footprint and comparing that versus their net zero targets, which ultimately results in a midpoint of 40 basis points across the full stack will save them $100 million over 8 years. We make money on registration onboarding costs, SaaS fees, issuance fees, as well as capital placement. The revenue pipeline is great, 30 billion of assets already in the pipeline to come onto the platform. A large part of that is our first bank customers and our asset management customers. When you look at competition out there, there's Web 2 solutions. Web 2 will not solve your Scope 3. Hard stop. You need blockchain for this because it's the only way to move information without APIs. And because of the hairball, you need that. And then lastly, raising $10 million for our Series A. We're applying that to technology, to sales and growth. And the management team, robust management team, lots of institutional finance backgrounds. The team is all over the world, ranging from India, Ukraine, UK, Bermuda, and the US. And with that, thank you very much. Take any questions.